There we go. Okay, welcome, welcome. It's so great to see you all. I'm just going through the equipment that I use, and then we're going to dive into website design. So I love my computer for the Zoom classes because I can do this gallery view and I can see everyone at the same time. I never teach to a group this large, honestly, in my yoga classes, normally 4 to 8 people. So it's really easy for me to see everyone and what they're doing. And then you can change it back to speaker view if you're in more of a teaching context, so everybody can see you. In this view, you can also Zoom. I just downloaded the update, so a few things have changed. But if you go into the Zoom settings, you are able, you have to probably log in online now, but you are able to spotlight your video for the recording. I said yesterday that was what was going to happen, but if you watch the recording, you may have noticed that if you speak, you're on camera. So I apologize because I need to re-update those settings because I have it generally as such that only my screen is recorded for people's comfort if I'm teaching yoga. Just know that those settings are now in the Zoom online. So you have to log in and go to your account. But there's so many settings in there, and we'll go over that. I might make just a separate video where I screen share that for you to set up the audio settings and the video settings and the recording settings, because I don't want to get too into that today. But if you need a little extra Zoom help, I'll do a quick video, or I'll find one and not reinvent the wheel. So basically, I use this HD Logitech webcam, and I'm going to show you the difference. I'm going to change my video to my the camera that comes with my computer. You see a difference? And then I'll go back to the Pro webcam. I think there's a huge difference. This is high definition. And yeah, Lisa, what's your question?
So I know I do a lot of shamanic stuff. I do a lot of stuff, but with shamanic stuff, especially with like rattles and drums when you're journeying, I know the sound gets muted on Zoom. Is there a way to help that, prevent that? I've talked to a few people about it, and I don't know where it is. They're like, oh yeah, you can do something. And I've never had a chance to actually like sit down and talk about it, but I know, or if you're doing like singing bowls, like anything like that, it works for a second and then it just muffles out.
Yes, and this is where I said I'm not going to reinvent the wheel. I found an amazing video on this from a music teacher. So I'll share that in the follow-up email and in the Facebook group. And there's a few different, it's quite an adjustment process. There's a few different settings and even extra software that you can download if you're really doing it a lot and you want it to be pristine. You can definitely set it up so it's better. In that context, it's really important to have an external mic because when you're sharing your computer sound, I'll grab my singing bowl for a second. So anyway.
You use your Yeti, right?
Right now I'm using Beats, my headphones.
Okay.
Which is the same as earbuds if you have earbuds.
You can use those small Beats, right? I have the earbuds and then I have, okay, because I use these for work. Okay, perfect.
And that's my Yeti. So you hear the difference? This might be a little tinny and a little echoey. And then if I go back. Okay, now I'm back to the headphones. So there's a big difference in the sound quality, and the Yeti is an amazing microphone, but I'm in a big room. So I'm going to take you on a little tour. So this is where I put my phone when I'm using my phone. And when you're using your phone, don't use the FaceTime part. So I'm not going to like do a selfie. I'm going to turn the phone around. Yeah, if you don't already know that, turn the phone around and put it in horizontal mode. Okay, and then you're going to be using your front camera, which is much better quality than your selfie camera. And you will log on separately with like an iPad or a computer so you can see your students. So that's one option, and that will be better than your laptop camera. Better quality is your phone camera. You'll just have to, what I did is disconnected from audio from one of my devices. So decide which device you want to use for the audio. And when you log into Zoom, you have the option to like connect to audio. Don't connect. Or if you automatically connect, make sure you disconnect. Otherwise, you're going to get that horrible like feedback. So I just have a little simple tripod stand. This is my wireless mic, because I use that when I'm using my phone. And then I have these lights. These are not incredibly expensive at all, and they break down and they fold up. I don't need them right now, but I put them on just so you can see them. That's just to improve the lighting. And when you're using lighting, you're gonna, I have a little ring light also. So you're gonna want a light on either side of you and a light in front of you, slightly lower than you. You don't want overhead lighting, and you don't want lighting behind you. I don't know if you noticed today, the video quality is a lot better because I moved. I'm not in front of this window. Yesterday, I was a little too close to the window, but it was cold in here, so I was sitting there. But so lighting on either side and kind of underneath, and that will give you the best lighting. And honestly, you don't need to go crazy with the lighting. Really just a little ring light like this is perfect. Or you can stand in front of a window so it's not behind you, but it's next to you. So that's the window kind of next to me. It can be a little bit of a whiteout situation, but it's not terrible. So just play with it. You'll want to have good quality, but it doesn't have to be perfect. Again, I think sound is the most important thing, and comfort and ease, and your ability to see them and their ability to see you. So that's kind of my setup. And I alternate. I'm going to leave now. And I alternate between my camera and my phone, depending on what I'm teaching and who I'm teaching. So that's the equipment part. Your phone is good enough. If you're using your computer, it's great to get an external HD cam. You see quite the difference. I'll do it just one more time. That's my computer camera. And then this is my HD Pro, the Logitech. And it's not expensive either. It's under $100. And it's worth it. There's a tricky thing, and I don't know if you are demoing, it has an automatic zoom. And so it's gonna constantly be correcting. I don't know if you've seen that happen. So there's a trick for that. You just have to download the software and then go in and change the software settings to have it not zoom or to decrease the sensitivity. Because when I first started using this, it was like constantly blurring and refocusing. It was a little distracting. But yeah, that's the simplicity of the tech. I think all the lighting, all the microphones cost under $300. And again, you don't even need it. You can use the headphones and your phone and natural light. And it's honestly good enough, especially if you're not demoing. So I'm gonna change back because even though this sounds better, it's a little uncomfortable. All right. Okay. Hi. Any questions so far?
Jeanette?
Oh, 1 second.
Can you hear me? Oops, sorry. Oh.
Built in. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Oh, sorry. So when you say selfie mode, is that when the phone is this way?
No, like when with the screen of your phone facing you.
Oh, so don't do it that way.
Right, turn it around and use that external camera. That's a much better quality camera.
Okay, that's so good to know. Okay, that's a good tip.
Better. And the same
this
thing
way.
Like if you want to create high quality recordings from your Zoom teaching, which I'm just starting to do, I'll teach here on my computer on Zoom, and I'll record at the same time with my front-facing phone. And then I have a high definition recording that I can send to my students instead of the Zoom's recording is pretty low quality. So
right. And what about the sound then? How does the sound work with that?
The sound, when you record on Zoom, you can download, you have the option of recording to your computer or to the cloud.
Right.
And both times it records the audio as a separate file. So it's a little involved because then you have to go into like iMovie or Microsoft Movie and just combine the two files and make sure that they line up. So you're, otherwise it's like a bad
right.
Ninja film overdubbed. Yeah. So, but it's not that hard. It's like you can do it on my phone. I can download the video and combine it with the audio on iMovie on my phone. So there might be a learning curve a little bit, but I've seen the kind of content you put out, Stacy. I don't think it'll be out of your reach to do that.
Yeah, well, that's the problem. It's all the tech stuff. That's why I'm not doing more, because I freeze when it comes to that, and I just like,
Totally. So you'll just, and you could even record the audio on your phone too. Like an option for that would be to have two microphones so that and Lisa, we do have each other to lean on. So you have the microphone that you're teaching for your laptop, and then you'll wear like a wireless one connected to your phone, and that will be the recording for the phone.
Do you hear all this?
Yeah.
You should listen. This is like, you can do your stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm not on mute.
No, it's okay. And then
thank you.
Jesus, it's recording. I'm so sorry for whoever watches this later.
It's all right. We are going to, I haven't changed my settings, so I think now that I'm in gallery view, it's going to record in gallery view, so I hope that's okay. Tomorrow, we're going to talk more about your offer, but even when you're teaching like your individual classes, know that you can like reuse that content. You don't have to do everything twice. So it can be really useful to get a high quality recording that you can then, put out in a different way. As part of a 6-week program or something like that. So there's so much potential, and I do love the play and the creativity. Any tips for reflection from glasses? I would just play with the lighting. If you have, that's why I like the ring light down below. Because if it's right in front of your face, it's gonna give you a mirrored effect. But if you have your lighting source kind of down below your chin, that may help. I don't wear glasses very often online, so I would just suggest play with it and see where there's less reflection. But if the lighting source is directly across from you, there will be an incredible mirrored effect. So just notice what works in that context. All right. So the next thing, I'm going to just open up the download that I made for you and go through step by step with you. And then we will dive into creating your website and your first class or workshop or whatever you choose. All right, let me pull this up and then I'm going to share my screen. Okay. All right. So I'm going to skip past the first few pages. You may have seen, someone messaged me and I was like, you must be an amazing VA because she was very detail oriented. She was like, oh, I noticed the thing here and the link didn't work there. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'll tell you what, no matter how long you're doing tech for, there's going to be breakdowns, and that's okay. That's part of like the letting go of perfectionism, but having someone to help you to double check things is so important and lovely if you have someone to do that with you. All right, so this is from yesterday. I've updated this. You got, I think, one of these little paragraphs was missing. So don't worry, you're going to get the full handout at the end of every day. And at the end of the whole thing, you'll have more than 20 pages to go through if you're a visual person like me. Okay, so these are my favorite tools for your website. If you have a website with something else right now, don't worry about it. The fact that you have a website is incredible, but there's 3 levels, and I've put them from easy to intermediate to expert. And I'm assuming if you're here, you're going to avoid the expert one right now. So WordPress, just so you know, is my favorite. It's the one that I use, and it's completely customizable, but it's a huge learning curve. I have a learning curve with it, and I've been using it for 12 years now. I built my first, it's funny, there's a website called Time Machine, and you can look at the history of any website, and it shows you like screenshots of websites. And I think my first website for my business was in 2009. And it was a WordPress, HTML, hand-coded, really basic. It's funny to look back. But Offering Tree is the new offering that I told you about yesterday. It's amazing. I've been checking it out, and it's part of what inspired me to do this. I'm not an affiliate for any of these, but they're just what I love. So Offering Tree is super simple. It's like, I mean, I haven't found a simpler way of doing it. And it's created for yoga teachers and wellness professionals. So it has everything you need. You have the ability to do newsletters. You have the ability to do automated emails and like follow-ups for people that attended your classes. You can schedule classes, workshops, packages. You can make a donation-based class. You can make a paid-for class. You can have a subscription. We're going to go through that today because I find it to be the absolute easiest and best service available for yoga teachers. Not the most customizable. So if you have some tech skills and you'd like to be a little challenged, Squarespace, I like better. It gives you, with Offering Tree, your website's going to be a little cookie cutter, and it doesn't have tons of options for layout and all of the things, but you can implement your brand colors and your text. I think you have many text options, but there isn't like the ability to upload your font. So if you already have a special font that you use, you have to choose from theirs, if that makes sense. Whereas with Squarespace, you can do anything. The difference between Squarespace and WordPress is huge as well. Like with WordPress, I could build out my own message board or my own course creation program or anything at all. It's I have some more explanations here. The pros, the cons, the cost of each. So Offering Tree, like I said, is designed for yoga teachers. It's an all-in-one platform. You don't have to sign up for like anything else. You don't need a newsletter service. You don't need a scheduling service. It's just kind of one and done, and it's really inexpensive. It's like $11 to $19 a month. So incredibly affordable. Squarespace is a little more complicated. Like I said, it may be a little difficult for very beginners, but it's highly customizable. And it also is an all-inclusive closed platform. So it has a mail service. It integrates with Acuity scheduling. So it is a separate scheduling system, but it's in the platform. So it works beautifully. I love Acuity. I use Acuity because you have the ability to do intake forms, waivers, and Offering Tree is creating this. If it's not done already, they're doing it. But like when someone signs up for my class, I can send them an intake form, and like it's integrated in the system, and then I can keep SOAP notes on them because I'm a therapist. So I go in and I record every session, and it has the capability for SOAP notes. So Squarespace integrates with Acuity, which has a lot more features. But the ease of use isn't there, and it's not designed for yoga teachers. So you still might have to look outside of the system if you want to do something. But if you're really picky about what your website looks like, you may want to go with this. And if you already have one here, great. It will integrate with Offering Tree. If you decide you want to use Offering Tree for you can use Offering Tree for your classes and workshops and integrate it with your current website. So we'll play with that today. WordPress, we've talked about, it's a steep learning curve. I've had to have professionals help me with certain things from time to time. It's an open source platform, so that means that anybody can code for it. So it has something called plugins. So I'll want to have an Instagram feed in my website. So I'll find the plugin that somebody created. Everything is free. And I'll install the plugin, and then WordPress will roll out an update, and the plugin has not been updated, and all of a sudden my website will crash. So there's challenges with WordPress. I don't recommend it unless you're really hardy and solid in your tech skills, but it is amazing. So as you develop your business, and if you find yourself really getting tech savvy, or if you have someone like a husband, a boyfriend, a son, a sister, why am I all in the male? Sorry about that. That's because I was 1 out of 100 in my tech school in the military. I'm just used to men in the tech field. But if you have someone techie, your daughter, you can have them help you. And it's worth it, because it is the most customizable. And although it's free, you're still paying a lot, because you're paying for your web hosting, you're paying for every other service, your scheduling service, your email service, because it's not part of the platform. So it's more pricey than the rest. Even I probably, my website, and because I have security, I have to pay for security. I have to pay for email. I probably pay like $120 a month for my website. But I'm not going to switch because it works for me. And now I'm at a point where I don't have to hire someone when my website crashes. So just know it's there, but we won't be working with that together. And then here are some options. We're going to go over offers tomorrow, but options for online courses. If you're thinking of creating an online course, it's an amazing way to create passive income, because you can do the course live and then evergreen it. And I've been building online courses now since 2014, and I have so much content created. And I can, the ebook that I created for this, later on I can sell it for $20, or it's just, and it's passive and it's evergreened. So it makes a lot of sense to have something. And depending on how robust you want it to be, these are options. Kajabi is my favorite. It's what I use, but it's quite pricey and extensive. So, and it has a learning curve. Teachable is really simple, and Podia, the same. They're super simple to use. They don't have all the features and the bells and whistles, but it's a great platform. And then Udemy is a revenue share model. So they advertise your course. I think I read 95% of course participants find you through you. But they take a percentage of every course that you sell, and people do find you through them. You get a huge exposure because the Udemy platform has how many hundreds of thousands of people. And so you will get more exposure, and it's a great place, and it doesn't cost anything. They just take a little percentage of every course that you sell. And then Skillshare is another incredible platform, and that's royalty based. So it's almost like working for a yoga studio. You get a flat fee for every person that signs up for your course, but all of the people come through them. Of course, you can send a link out, but this has a really high marketing rate or conversion rate for people coming through their platform into your course. So it's nice to maybe create something small and put it there. I think you get $10 per person. It's not much. It's more about exposure and I think getting your name out there than about making money. But these are just some options. And I think there's others even out there. So course creation is a fun thing though. We'll talk more about that tomorrow. there's the equipment. I'm still tweaking this to put my favorite equipment in there. But you don't need much. Like I said, really, you need some natural light, good quality sound, and you can teach from a small corner in your house, because if you're not modeling or demoing, I love the idea of being present and find your own way. And if you really feel like you want to model classes, another way to do that is to pre-record and put it as part of a course, which is awesome. And then you wear your mic and you do the practice, and then you offer it in a course format. So just so much beautiful options. Now let's get into website. Any questions before we start diving into Offering Tree?
What's the mic you use? The one on your lapel, is it a Shure?
This one is, wait a second. It's Pixel. It's the
Pixel.
M7 Pixel. Yeah, and this works great. And the battery life, I've literally been using this for a year, and I haven't had to change the batteries yet. I'm a little nervous about when that happens, because I don't want it to go out in like the middle of something.
Sure.
I'm changing today just to be, but it has like super good quality and ease of use, which is important. And it has a pretty good range too. Like I can go to the other room and I'm still connected. And so that's really cool. And it has this little fun fluffy thing. So if you teach outside, it doesn't pick up the wind. And you just basically put the mic up under your shirt and clip it to, watch out for hair and jewelry. I had that problem in the whole class, and my hair was rubbing on the microphone. So just make sure to get that out of the way and not wear a necklace. But it's great and has great quality.
What is it called again? I'm sorry, I missed that.
It's the Pixel, Pixel MK7. That's the one I use, but there are so many out there, and I always check ratings. I mean, I really look for, like, this is my thing when I buy technology. I'll look for ratings, and then I will go to the 1-star, 2-star ratings and see why. And sometimes it'll be like, it came broken, and be like, this is awful. So there's, you can get a feel for like what the problems are at least. And this one had great ratings and very few significant complaints that I thought were worth like avoiding. And the ring lights are so simple too. Like you can go to, they're clip-on ones. I hear a lot of people like the clip-on ones that like clip onto your desk or your computer. And mine is a standing. So just see what's out there and know that this exploration, I think, of teaching online, you're ever refining. It's not like going to be something that you get everything you need and then it's done. I mean, that's why I have 3 microphones that I use. Because I keep finding like some are more appropriate for certain things and some are better for others, like the headphones. I don't love wearing them. But they're not mine anyway, they're my son's, so it's okay. Yeah. Let me check the chat. Oh, you got a full ring light for Christmas. Yes. Yeah, this ring light has settings too. The ring lights often do, so I would definitely get one with settings, and I'll show you what changing them looks like. So this is like a golden colored light, bright white light. So you can kind of shift the lighting. You can turn it up and down, and it just gives more clarity, or more customizability, which I like. All right. So ready? If you all had time to, I didn't see everybody posting to Facebook, but if you had time to really consider your brand, feeling, and colors, and if you already have it all set up, great. I would open up your website so you can pull some of the things from it for the offering tree. but we'll go into their platform and do it together. Like I said, I'm not an affiliate. I just love it. So, and if you find that you'd like to do something else, Acuity is another great one, Schedulicity. They offer similar things. I've never used Schedulicity, so I don't know what the difference is, but I know they're both a little more of a learning curve. Acuity like integrates with your iCalendar and your Google Calendar, and you have to go in the background to set it up. But then people can schedule one-on-one sessions with you and automatically book you without any kind of like back and forth of, oh, what's a good day for you? And they just like give them a link, here, look at my calendar, book it. And it's so simple. So I love that. But let's look at Offering Tree.
Now, you said that there's a Facebook page for this or group for this that you set up?
Yes, I set up a temporary one. It's like a pop-up. So I'm going to pull it down when we, at the end of the month, because I don't want to manage too many Facebook groups. But Facebook groups are amazing ways of building community and then just kind of encouraging and inspiring each other, and also getting feedback for what you're creating. So you should have a link to join that in your emails.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. So if you'd all like to pull up Offering Tree, if you'd like to put the screens maybe side by side. All right. Okay, can everybody see that? Great. All right, so they also have amazing tech support. Which makes it really user-friendly too, because if you run into a problem, I didn't run into a problem, but I wanted to ask them about their affiliate program, and they got back to me within like 5 minutes. They were like, no, we don't have one yet. I said, okay, I'm still sharing. So you'll just offeringtree.com and then click on sign up now. And then you'll go to next. Oh, I'm in there already, so it's automatically taking me in. Let me see. Oh, goodbye, Stacy. I will see you tomorrow. All right, I can't. There we go. So let me know if you are in there and if you've got your account. So your site colors, maybe this is the beginning. So here, are you all on the same page as me?
Mine is asking me for a tagline.
Okay, yep. Site line, site colors, invalid tagline. So I guess it wants you to do this first. So let's click on site colors. I'm doing it with you, so. So I'm gonna just see, this is what I mean about it not being too customizable, but we'll go in and play with it and get it as close to your color scheme and feel as you like. So choose a color scheme and then go to Site Fonts and choose a font. And you'll see it should change automatically on the little screen down there. And you can change the font size. And this will be for your scheduling page and your website. So even if you already have a website, this will apply to your scheduling page, which will integrate to your website. Okay. And then you can edit underneath that main photo. You can edit the main photo. You can edit it all. Yes, let's just go do that. Right to the right of your name here, click that little pencil looking button and type in the name of your yoga. And if you don't have a name for your yoga business yet, I suggest just going with your name. And your offerings can have different names, but it's really great for people to, one of the keys across all of your platforms is consistency. So I see people on Instagram as like Sacred Minerals, and on Facebook as like Chelsea, she's my friend, and we just talked about this, Chelsea, she has an amazing company. And on LinkedIn, it's Chelsea, and on Twitter, it's something else. And so whatever platforms you're on, from your website to all your social media, it should be consistent. Everything should be consistent. Your profile photo, and I'm still updating because it's hard to keep that, because if you change one, you have to remember to go change all the others. But keeping it pretty consistent across the board so people can find you and they recognize, oh yeah, this is from Lynn Tega. I know her. I took a class with her. I loved it. And now you're on Instagram and they found you by accident and they recognize you. So it's really cool to have that consistency. So choosing a name and then edit the image to the left of your name. Right now it's the offering tree logo, but you're going to add your logo. So if you have not created a logo, how many of you have? Can I just see a show of hands? Great, great. So go find your logo, please. If you don't have it readily accessible, take a minute. And let's see, do they have a logo builder? No. Okay. So, but whatever the case may be, in the meantime, you can leave it as it is, or you can click on it and it'll tell you upload a new image or search for an image. I'm just going to go into my logo and I'll throw that in there. And then it brings it up. But you can put any image. You can have the mini logo over here, this little guy. And the big picture can be a photo of you, a photo of nature, and you can still be creating that in Canva. And just choose something now to put in there, something that feels resonant. You can take it from your current website, or you can take a minute and just put a filler in there. Okay. So we are building out the site right here before we even sign up for an account. It's interesting. About you. How many of you have a bio all written? Bios are amazing, and I'll give you a key on the bios. This is the place where you build that like, trust, credibility. So tell a little about yourself, a little about your story, a little about your training or certifications. And then a little bit about who you help. So you can copy and paste one that you already have, or you can come back to this, but I'll invite you for the next 3 minutes, open up a notepad on your computer, or you can open up the website Grammarly. I love that. I think there's a free version. I have the paid version because my daughter's in college, but the website Grammarly, Grammarly. I'll type it in the chat. And this website is great for checking your spelling and your basic grammar. So I definitely suggest using that. And just open it up and we will free write. Free write means just, if you feel more comfortable with a pen and paper, go ahead and choose that. and just free write for the next 3 minutes about you. So Ashley, you have a hard time writing bios. I hear you. And Amy asked if I would still recommend Offering Tree if you were offering yoga and coaching. Absolutely. I'll show as we get in and we start looking at what we can create in terms of classes and packages and things. There's a lot of goodness here. So just writing. And Roxanne, I see that you have to leave. Thanks for coming, and you'll get the recording. So hope to see you tomorrow. So here are some fun writing prompts. And I'll invite you to write a sentence or two on each one. How did you get introduced to what you do? Reminisce about the early days and recall what compelled you to try yoga, Pilates, dance, personal training, physical therapy, whatever it is that you're doing. Just think of your origin story as a starting point and foundation.
Jeanette, where did you get this prompts from?
I will
Is it
share
yours?
right from Offering Tree.
Oh, okay. Okay. Sorry.
No worries. They have an amazing they have an amazing system set up. They have a lot of help, a lot of articles, videos as you're going through and creating. Today, obviously, we're going to spend another hour doing this together, but you may or may not complete it in that time. And so if you need more support, it is there. And I am here. And we'll be together again tomorrow. So I just linked it, these writing prompts. So the next one is, what are some fun and interesting moments you've had in your professional practice? Reflect on moments you've had that stand out to you. Were there moments that reminded you why you decided to get into your field in the first place? Something that changed your perspective? Challenges that you felt during some of your first classes? What fun and interesting moments have you had in your professional practice? And then the third question is, how has teaching or training or coaching affected you? Dig deeper on why you're compelled to teach, to coach, to educate. This is where you can define your values, your story, and just help people get a better understanding of you and who you are. And again, there are no wrong answers. So just free write for the next little while, the next 2 minutes or so. And then we'll take a little stretch break, potty break. And know that you can always come back to this and refine it. I'm always refining mine. I changed it just a few months ago. And take about 5 deep breaths as you come to completion with the writing for now. Okay, beautiful. So I know bio writing is intimidating, and it's really a beautiful process of just getting really authentic and clear on your story and on your why. Generally short and sweet, 3 paragraphs, but there's a beautiful video here by Offering Tree that helps you write your bio. So I'll share a link to that too, and you can watch it later. And just taking some time with this to really get crystal clear. For now, you can, if you like, you can click edit text on the About You section and just paste what you have. Or just know that you can come back to this. If you click on the edit image section, this is the background image right now, but you can upload your own, or you can search for one, and you can use their stock photos. They have a lot. Canva has a lot more, of course, so you can play with creating photos for the site that you're building in Canva. Just beginning with something simple and coming back later. So if you have that first page somewhat complete now, let's take a pause. You can stretch, get a drink, use the bathroom, and we'll come back together at 2 o'clock on the dot Eastern time. So that's 5.5 minutes from now, wherever you are in the world. And we'll go to the next page. And once this basic part is set up, you can always come back and refine it. But this is a really beautiful first step. I'll see you in a few minutes.
Hey, Jeanette, I'm so sorry. I have to drop off at 2. I have a call I'm running. What was the first question for the free writing? I missed it. I was getting pulled back into work. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, not at all. 1 second, let me go back. The first question is, how did you get introduced to what you do?
Okay, awesome.
Okay. And
Thank
when
you.
you go in deeper, you can watch the video later, but it's pretty simple to set up your classes. So yeah, I'll see you later.
Okay, thank you so
Okay.
much.
Yeah, you're welcome. See you soon.
Thanks. Sorry.
Yeah. Hey, Jeanette,
Yes.
I have to scoot. I have to go pick up a child,
Yes.
unfortunately. But I'll listen to the replay and I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, I'll see you tomorrow. And yeah, you can
Okay.
feel free to fast forward the first hour and then pick up right where you left off. So, all
Yeah, I will. I will. Thank you
right,
so
bye-bye,
much.
people. Thank
Okay.
you.
All right.
What time is it there for you, Amy? Oh, I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's 9
It's
o'clock,
okay.
so I'm eating breakfast.
Oh, a.m. Wow.
Yes.
Yes, that's right. You're behind us. So good. So I would love to just do a little movement practice. And if you're eating, don't worry about it at all. Just go ahead and continue that. The movement practice is called Tapu Karanam. It's a yoga practice. I don't know if you've heard of it. We'll do it very briefly, but it's a great way to just recenter and refocus. So I'm gonna just show you. You'll cross your arms and you'll use your thumb and first finger to hold either earlobe. And you'll stand up for this if that feels good. And what you're going to do is just rise up and squat down into a squat. And inhale to rise, exhale to lower. Your arms are crossed. You're holding either earlobe. And you can use your first two fingers also to hold your earlobes if you're a little busty and it feels uncomfortable to cross your arms like that. And just breathe up, inhale, sit down, exhale. And this is a yoga practice that's used traditionally in India in schools. You can continue for the next minute or so as feels good. And when you feel complete, you can come to a seat. It enhances focus and concentration. It increases cross-brain communication. It decreases anxiety and overwhelm. And it's a beautiful practice, an evidence-based practice that's used, like I said, traditionally in schools in India to help children who have difficulty focusing. So it's a great one if you're in the middle of something really heady and you're like, oh my gosh, just overwhelming, to take a little movement pause. And this is one of my favorite ones. There's also something called the homunculus refresh. So the homunculus is this little part of your brain in the hypothalamus that maps your body. And it's what tells you your right pinky finger is your right pinky finger and your left big toe is your left big toe. So if you like hear those words, you can like touch that part of your body with your mind. A homunculus refresh is another great way and quick way to kind of come back and center and refocus. So we'll do one more play with that. So with one hand, make a thumbs up sign. And with the other hand, make the okay sign. And then switch. Thumbs up, okay. Switch, thumbs up, okay. And go slowly at first. And imagine you're creating a new pattern in your brain. Thumbs up, okay. It's tricky at first. So take some time, slow it down, and thumbs up, okay. Thumbs up, okay. And then eventually you can speed it up and you can play with this. I have the pattern now, so it's no longer a big refresh for me. So I'm constantly looking for new kind of brain teasers like this. This is another fun way. If you feel like you've been sitting at the computer for an hour and it's time to like have a little refresh, this is a really cute way to do it. If you just returned, we're doing the thumbs up okay for the homunculus refresh. And it's kind of like that idea of like rub your belly, pat your head. It's this way of engaging the brain in new and novel ways that just gives us a little, energy, maybe. I see a lot of smiles. It's like, it's fun and it's playful and we need that before we dive back in. So here we go. Take a deep breath in, a deep breath out. Take a look at what you've created so far. Notice the way this is consistent throughout kind of the way this is, I'm not speaking clearly, I apologize. So to change something, you have a little button with a pencil sign, and it opens you up to the options. And you can pretty much click on almost anything on your website and change it by doing that. You can edit your tagline. You know, my tagline is practices for health and harmony. And your tagline might be in creation, but just know your tagline is just a simple way of adding to the name of your business. Your About You section, you can come back to that, but just go ahead and click Next. And it will ask you for your email. You can go ahead and put your email in. This is going to create your account. It's asking me to sign in because I already have an account. There we go. Now it's going to ask you to configure your website address. So do you already have a domain? Did you already purchase a domain for your business? If not, no worries. You can purchase one right now if you choose. You'll have to, it's a $15 fee. Or just you can choose a free domain and type in the name of your business. And this will be a subdomain, and you can change it later. So if you want to do the free one for now, and if you want to use a domain that you've already purchased, there's a payment for that too. So you can skip that for now, or you can go ahead and do it. I'm not going to walk you through this because I don't want to redirect my domain to this. But if you already have an empty domain, you can redirect it to this site, and then it will just be, I'm trying to think of the name of your business, Clarissa, because you posted that beautiful, beautiful mood board. Earth to Roots, is that it? So you might just, sorry?
Earth Roots.
Yes. Earth Roots. Yeah, so if you have a business name or your own name, you can just type that in here, choose the free subdomain right now, or go ahead and go through that other process, but it might require a few more things. Like I said, I'm not going to go through it because I don't want to change mine. And then just click Finish. But you can do it later. And then you'll have some support. They'll give you support for that, or you can reach out to me. It's probably the way they walk you through everything with this. I can't imagine it's very difficult. This is by far the easiest system I've ever used. Okay, and then when you click Finish, you'll see it says Creating Site. So I've already done this. So I'm going to do get the first month free, and then after that it's $11. Or you can choose the more extensive. Definitely choose pay monthly unless you want to pay annually. There's a little bit of a difference. This pay monthly is $19 a month, but I believe you can make that back easily within your first month. So take the leap. And you can always cancel because you have a free month. So if it's just not working out, you can go in and cancel. So what I do with things like this is I make myself a little note in my phone, like 3 weeks from now, with a reminder to alert me to like check back in with Offering Tree. They're going to charge you. So I don't have like a bill come out. I'm like, what is that? So click on first month free. Oh, and then they want your credit card. So if you feel like putting in your credit card, sorry, I don't think I did this the first time around. I'm having to do it because I've been on here for a little while now. But know that you won't be charged until your 1 month trial is up. And I'm going to get the starter plan at $19 per month because I don't want to pay for it annually. And I have to definitely go back in and cancel because I am using another service. But Offering Tree, I'm gonna tell you, when we get in and sorry, I have to change my credit card. When we get in and I show you how you can create your classes, your packages, your coaching setups, workshops, it's so simple. And it's awesome because what it does is it integrates with your website or it gives you a website. And then you just put a link on your Instagram, on your Facebook, and you promote what you're creating. And we'll talk more about that tomorrow. And people sign up. And honestly, if one person signs up, you've pretty much paid for your month. So sorry, if you need to get your credit card and do this, I'm going to pull mine up on my phone. Okay, stop the share for a second. And if you have any questions, let me know. If you don't feel comfortable putting your credit card in for some reason.
I just had one question about like the monetization of things. I know part of what grabbed me was you saying, you know, that because right now I'm just offering pretty much free donation-based classes, but my fear is that once COVID kind of is resolved and things are going back to normal, which I don't know if they ever will, but that like the need for like an online presence will be harder to build. And I was just wondering what your thoughts were on that, because it sounds like you started before COVID, so it wasn't really an issue for you.
Yeah. As I said, my first website I built in 2009, my first of my own. I had built websites before that for other people. And I've been online offering courses since 2014. So it's always needed. I mean, if I don't, not everybody likes to take courses online, but just how awesome is it for even when you start in person again, for people to be like, I always had people ask me, and I'm sure you do too, how do I practice with you more than once a week? Or, you know, oh, I love that meditation. How do I do that again with you? And you'll be like, oh, just go to my website. There's a download there. Or you sign up for my monthly offerings.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, I find it always in need, but I'm a very techie person. I take a lot of online courses and I love it. I think it's the access and just the accessibility of it is amazing because gosh, I get to work with you and you're in Hawaii. I get to work with, you know, Beth and she's in Kenya. Like it's amazing. We come together. Clarissa, you're in New York, right? Or no, where are you? New Jersey. Yes. Is everyone else in New Jersey? We have fewer people now, so it's good to hear where everyone is from. All right. Let's see. I'm having a problem with this. I'm sorry. Did everyone get it set up? I have to get my virtual number for my credit card, and it's not giving me the whole thing. There we go. I have to verify my probably faster to go get my purse. There we go. I got it. Okay. And when you are looking for like that, what is that first image on your website and what is your logo? That's really simple to do in Canva. So you can just do a search and again, use a template to start. I highly recommend it. I've looked at professional logos and I think Canva is right up there with like professional grade logos that you would pay someone, you know, $500 to create. Okay, finally, I am in. Let me reshare my screen. Is everyone signed up and in? Okay. Here we go. All right, so do you have this screen here? Welcome to your new site. Create a schedule. Do you have that? Yeah? Okay, so let's go ahead and click create schedule. And nothing is locked in stone, so don't worry, I did something. Does everybody have a professional Zoom account? Okay, so let's see. Can you open up a new tab and go into Zoom? And you can create a free account. So Zoom free account, I think they removed their limits. They used to have like a 40-minute limit on classes, but I think they removed that. But even if not, if you don't want to pay for a Zoom account right now, I think it's $15 a month. That's fine. You can keep all your classes to 40 minutes, at least initially. I think 40 minutes is a really great amount of time for a Zoom class. So you can set up an account on Zoom. But let's go back to the schedule just in case we need Zoom, it's right there. But you might have to integrate it automatically. Mine, I did it immediately. And it integrates with Zoom. So you'll have an offering on Offering Tree. And when someone signs up for it, the payment goes to you through Stripe. They get reminder emails, you get reminder emails. You can set up follow-up emails, and then they automatically get the Zoom link to the class as well. So it takes out all of like the back and forth work with you. Because if you have 20 people sign up for a class, like I never could have done this. I had 50 something people, 74 people signed up, 50 something people confirmed, because there's a like, you have to confirm. And, you know, 20 something people came yesterday, and I expect less every day, especially when it's a 2-hour session. But I never would have been able to handle that volume on my own. And the same goes for everything that I've offered. Like it's even 8 people back and forth is a lot to handle. So it just eases everything out. So go ahead to create offering and just name, select the category. Is it coaching? Is it fitness, meditation, or yoga? I'll choose yoga. Amy, you asked about coaching. They've got it right there. In this drop-down box. And then give it a name. I'll do an anatomy workshop. And you can just give it a name for now, or if you have something like your spring equinox class or your yoga for teens, you can click on this plus sign and write a description. You can add a photo. That's that little photo looking button. You can embed a video if you signed up for the bigger plan, which I didn't. You can add music. So it's pretty cool. Or you can add code, like if you want to HTML code it. But just for now, just write a description. And when you write descriptions for your classes, I don't know if you're already really used to this, but focus on what they're going to feel. Because you want to tap into the emotional context. So You're going to for anatomy for me, like how do I want people to feel when they leave my class? You can just put a little brief description in there and then click enable appointments or not. So the class can be at a certain time, or this can be an offering that they come in and, you know, they book with you for Monday at 3 o'clock and it's just one-on-one. So this is a group class. I'm not going to enable appointments. Set a price and hit create. You can change the image here. They have a pretty image up right now. So you can just click on edit. And again, the option to upload an image or to search for a new one from their database. They don't have much, but it's a good start. Select, save, and then create. And like I said, I create all of my images in Canva, and they have so much to choose from. And if I don't find an image that I'm looking for, like I teach a lot of seniors, I'll look on something like Pixabay for a royalty-free image. That Pixabay has a lot of offerings too. And then it says offering created. Now you can schedule it. So I can say I want to offer it at this time, or you can create a package. So choose, let's just say schedule it for now. And you can add Wednesday. You can create a one-time offering, or you can schedule a series. I highly suggest scheduling series, but we will talk about that more tomorrow, but especially over Zoom. I've found that it's just great to have the consistency of a group of people coming together on a regular basis, but I offer drop-ins once a week too. So choose what works best for you. And then you'll fill out at the top, you'll drop down and you'll choose the offering you just created. When does it start and when does it end? And you can select your time zone. Do you want it to repeat? And how often? Every week? Every day? So you can do every day for a week, or you can do once a week for 6 weeks. Right now it's check to end never, but I want it to end, so I'll choose date. So for the month of January, every Wednesday, we'll gather, and I'll hit create. Allow registration. So we don't have waivers with this plan, but if you signed up for the more advanced plan, you can add a waiver for them to sign. You could always create your own in like a Google Doc or a Google form and just add the link to the follow-up email, because you'll have the option to create a follow-up email. So it's an online event. So you'll check that off, and this is where you get to generate a Zoom link. So if you clicked the online event, I'll click automatically generate a meeting with Zoom. And this is where you link your Zoom account. So if you have your Zoom account set up, if you want to go ahead and link it, and it'll just automatically log you in. You might, as a Zoom user, already have a Zoom account. So if you want to try that and let me know. And then this, like I said, it automatically generates it. So it's so simple. You don't have to have any hands-on kind of interaction.
Wow. So it generates the meeting at Zoom
Yes.
for you. That
Mhm.
is awesome.
Yeah,
cool.
and they'll get a link and you'll get a link and you'll all just arrive together. Yep. So I'll just choose my Zoom account. I'll click done, the link name, and I don't know what. Online link URL. Okay. And then if you require a waiver, there's a voluntary, oh, it's working. So you can require a waiver and they have one for you. Oh wait, no, it says it's not supported with my current plan. Okay. And accept online payments. This is where you'll integrate Stripe. So you can click here to integrate Offering Tree with your Stripe account. And the money comes into your account within 3 to 4 days. It all goes to you. There's 1.9% transaction fee, so it's minimal. And you just, I'm not connecting it because I'm not using this, but it's a pretty simple process of integrating it with Stripe. I mean, I'll go ahead and if you did that yesterday, if you created your Stripe account, it'll just take you right here. If you click complete application, it'll just log you in. Checks your identity. Yeah, I'm not going to go through this all because I don't want to integrate it, but go ahead and take a moment if you like. And is everybody, by show of hands, did you guys do the Stripe account? Or do we come back to this later? Or you can unmute yourself and let me know.
Come back to it.
Okay, so you can come back in here later when you're playing around with it. All right. So leave that unchecked for now, that accept online payments, and hit create. All right. Now you should see, your screen should look like mine. This is your schedule of offerings. You can click enable appointments and then create schedule and set some availability. So say I want to take appointments every Monday, say, or I know that every Thursday and every Tuesday I want to be open for appointments. You'll just click on those dates and create schedule. And then you'll go in and you'll open up your schedule and add your times. And this will be for like, you're offering more one-on-ones. And they'll just be able to schedule any time here with you. And then over on your left-hand side, you'll see offering tree, dashboard, your website, edit website, home, blog, pages, domains, and integrations, and so on. So we'll just check this out for a moment. So go into your dashboard, and it shows you the basics of your site. It gives you site stats, how many visitors, page views, how many people have signed up, how many clients you have, your upcoming schedule, all of the things that are coming up in your schedule. This next one, your website, this is where you edit your website. So this is where you'll come back and you will add your photo, your logo, your bio when you finish that. Down here, this contact, this automatically will send people to your email. So it's pretty cool. And then if you hit the back button on your browser, you'll see that the options for editing your website, your homepage, Your blog, you can have an integrated blog here, which is so important. It's a blog, and we'll talk more about that tomorrow, but there's a really simple way to create a piece of content and reuse it across all of your channels. So create a blog post and then take a little snippet and create an Instagram post and then make a video about it and so on. And so there's a beautiful way to do that, but a blog is a super great way to build that likability, trust factor. The pages of your website. So you can add more pages. You'll see the pages that are standard. If you click on pages, you'll see the ones that we just built basically that you'll want to go in and refine. But you have the About You section, which is your bio, your offerings, which will show everything that you create, your schedule, any coaching packages, or anything that you create. And your blog, your contact, and oh, they have a store now. Wow. This is so new. And it's amazing what they're building. I don't know what's in the store. Let's see what's in the store. Publish it. Okay. Domains. Click on domains. This is where you can personalize your domain, purchase a new one that's just your business, or you can integrate it one down and go to integrations. And this is where, okay, I thought it would be where, but it's not, I apologize. But this is here. You'd need to upgrade to access this, but this is where you'll add like analytics, a Facebook pixel. So if you use Facebook, maybe you've heard of a Facebook pixel. You don't need to get into this right now, but a Facebook pixel is basically, it retargets people. So for example, Ashley visits my website. I have a pixel on my website that communicates with Facebook. So then when I create an offering on Facebook, an event or an ad, it will show it to Ashley. It's brilliant. This is why Facebook has had that whole data mining thing. So, but they've fixed it, but it's still amazing. Facebook ads are a whole nother topic, but you can really get refined with how you're targeting your ideal client so that they see you and your work. I mean, I think my retreat page that I built out like 3 months ago, and this is not even high numbers, this is like mediocre, maybe at best. I've had over 5,000 views on my retreat page by my target audience because of my Facebook pixel. So it's really important to keep an open mind to coming back to this after the basics and foundation are laid. It's something we go really deep into in the virtual business of yoga class that I teach, but it's amazing what you can do with today's technology. So we'll just skip over integrations for now. I thought this was going to be your stripe. So let's go to manage schedule. You can click on your offerings. This is where you go to add new things. So we just created that one basic one, but maybe you decide, you want to create an offering and it's yoga and it's a retreat, a virtual retreat. I'm just going to hit create. Oh, I need all fields. I need a description. I'll say a virtual retreat. 3-day retreats are amazing. Let's just do create or edit a package. So are you coming with me? So go ahead if you like. Let's do it together. Create an offering, a new one, and just give it a name and a description. It doesn't have to be perfect because you can go in and delete it later or edit it. And this time, instead of say schedule, say create a package. And it will take you to this new page. And you see in this new page, we have packages and memberships available, which is pretty amazing. So I can create a package. And, you know, it's a 3-day retreat and you get 3 days of yoga and meditation. And I'm going to choose this offering to be a part of it. You can give people credits. There's a way also to take donations through this process. And I forgot how to do it, but I found it really easily. So we can find it again. So I'm going to create this retreat package, 3 days of rest. And I'm going to include an offering. And I'll create it. And, oh, the price, they want the price. Let's see. There is not.
What's the number of credits?
Number of credits would be if somebody, that might have to do with the membership. If somebody buys a membership with you, they get credits to use towards classes. So yeah. What are the errors? They want me to, let's see, number of credits. Why doesn't it give me, I don't know what numbers of credits are, but it wanted me to put some in. Oh, how many credits am I giving them with the package? That might be it. So let's see. It wants a Stripe account. I don't know why this is giving me a problem. I apologize. So I can't create a package until I create my Stripe account, which I am not going to do. But like I said, the tech support and the guidance on Offering Tree is amazing. So here, packages, we'll click on Learn More. And they're going to take us into a video that shows you exactly how to do it, which is better than me trying to figure it out when my site's not all set up. So
Jeanette, are they speaking as they're going through these? Because we can't hear that.
oh, okay. Yes, he's speaking. I apologize. So, but you get the idea that video is amazing. And it's definitely, I can't set it up because I don't have my Stripe integrated. But every single thing that you create on here has a step-by-step video with audio. Thank you for letting me know that, of how to set it up. So it's basically as simple as it can be. And I absolutely love it. The credits are what I thought. That's how many classes they get to take with you. So if I want to create a package for my yoga therapy classes and say individually, my yoga therapy class is $200, but if you buy 6 of them, you get a 10% discount. I would give them 6 credits. And they can, and when I choose my offerings, I would choose yoga therapy. Okay, so you create your offerings like that. So you can create the class, a series of classes, a package, a membership, one-on-one scheduling. There's the, let me get out of this. There's oops.
Now you said you don't use this anymore, right? Offering Tree.
I haven't used it at all.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, it's new.
It's
And
new.
so like I said, it's part of why I was inspired to offer this. I've been teaching yoga business in my mentorship for 3 years now. And I've been teaching people with Squarespace, which is really complicated. And so when this came out, I was like, whoa, anybody can do this. and it made me so happy because I have had people go through my mentorship and like not complete their website because Squarespace is overwhelming for people who aren't tech savvy or who are overwhelmed by tech. And it's so important to have an online presence. And now in these times, especially to have your classes online and to make it so simple. Maria mentioned before, she's been teaching on Facebook Live the whole year, very consistently. And she just started getting paid through another service. But it's a lot of people are doing that. And a lot of people are like, oh, donate via PayPal or Venmo me. And then does that happen? I don't know. So this makes it so simple. And you start making money. That's so important. Like we all need to make some money. I'm sorry, we do this for service from our heart, but it doesn't have to be sacrifice. So yeah, and I believe so strongly that the more that I've had this mantra for a while now, money flows to me and through me. Because the more that I receive, the more I give. And the more I'm able to hold space and the more I'm able to support. I mean, I always shop small business. So the more I'm able to create that flow. And yeah, so I don't use this. I use WordPress and I use Acuity scheduling. Both are highly complicated systems. And so I never thought of teaching them because obviously I'm not the best tech teacher.
What's your thought on mind body?
Oh, way
Are you
complicated.
familiar with that?
Yeah, nobody likes mind body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We use
I've
it at the
heard,
studio.
yeah, it's tough. It's got a lot of problems. All the studios I know don't love it. So I'm really happy about this. And I know like some amazing people in the field that are raving about it. And that's why. And when I went in and I tried it out, I was like, this is easy. It has everything you could possibly want, from your blog to like under communication section on the left here. Can you still see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. You'll see the email marketing. This is where you do your newsletters. If you look here, my misspelling, but you can see newsletter. Go to automated emails. This is where you create an automated email. So basically, what's the automation? So when people subscribe, 1 day later, they get a welcome email. So there's automatically a subscribe button on your website, and then always bring in a welcome video or a welcome email. And you're just, hey, I'm so happy you're here. Hit reply, let me know what drew you here or what you're seeking from yoga. And then you create this, because all of, especially virtually, because in person it happens so naturally, but it's all about building relationships. Really, really building this connection of like, I see you, I am curious about you, I am not here to sell you something. If you decide to work with me, amazing. But it's a give and take relationship. And so having automated emails is amazing. And then they're not all automated. So you ask a question, and when they reply, then it's that direct one-on-one communication. But you can do a whole series, like what you're receiving from me right now it's through Kajabi, but it's automated. So I have like 10 emails set up to go out to you through the course of the next 2 weeks. And it's happening without my involvement. The only thing I do is go in after and add a link, which was broken yesterday. So the only thing I had to do, I'm kidding. But yeah, I sent you the wrong link. I sent you my Zoom link from my back end instead of the one that was for public viewing. But basically, it just creates so much ease, and it takes away the overwhelm, and it makes it so that you can really have downtime, and you don't always have to be on, going, working, answering. responding. Like it's so important because we burn out really quickly if we're always in the giver's position. And most of us probably are that way for a good majority of our lives. So the more that we can do to create flow, the better.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So you'll see here, everything you need is on the left side. Your roster under your managed schedule, that's going to be all the students who are signed up to work with you. And you have your offerings, your schedule, any event series that you create, which we're going to talk about tomorrow. And then your communications, which you can set up very specifically to go out automatically, which is beautiful. And I love the packages and memberships option because people can sign up for continued work with you. You can do a monthly, subscription, just like studios do. These are my classes. You can attend any one of them, and this is your monthly rates. When we talk about offers tomorrow, we'll talk about pricing, but definitely take some time, dive into this, explore it. I would keep a few windows open side by side. Like this is my tendency. I'll keep up like what I'm working on, Offering Tree, Canva, and Grammarly, and then like your Stripe and your Zoom, and get it all like interconnected and working. And tomorrow we'll dive into offers. And then you can refine that piece. And we'll talk a little bit about automated emails. And we'll talk a lot about pricing and facilitation and different types of packages and offers that you can offer. Yeah, I hope that you have fun with this. I think you can do your whole website in here in 2 hours. Even going back and forth if you're creating content from scratch. So I'll invite you to play with it. And if you need help or feedback, please come into the Facebook group and ask and share, and like share screenshots or links to what you're creating. Yeah, there's really beautiful group of people have come together, and I see it already happening in the Facebook group of like this kind of support and feedback, and just it's the place to test it out. So I'm happy to give feedback on everything. If you don't want feedback, or you do, I would suggest asking. Sometimes you want to just show us and you don't want like, oh, fix this and fix that, so don't worry. I won't offer it unless you ask for it. But do ask for it if you want it. And like, I don't know if it was you, Clarissa, or Debbie, who asked, like, what does this make you feel or think of, or something like that, which was a great question. So if you want to ask for feedback, come in with that.
That was me. Thank you.
That was you. Yeah, it was great. And that whole mood board yesterday was really just to get the feel of your website and what you're trying to evoke. So your images that you choose, you don't have a lot of control over the layout with this, which is one reason why I don't love it. But again, the pros of it are so great that I recommend it anyway, because all of the ease and all of the functionality is in there, even if it's not going to be the prettiest website ever. And it's a great place to start if you don't have one yet. And there is a way to integrate it with your current website if you just decide to use it for the scheduling. I would suggest at this point, seeing how I can't do a whole lot without actually setting up my back end the right way, they'll have a video on how to do that. So I'll find it and I'll link it, because they'll take you through it much cleaner than I will, since I've never really used it before. But it's a great service. So I hope that you have fun with it, and that by the end of the 3 days together, that you get a basic website up and running and a basic offer out there in the world. So you'll need Zoom. Yeah.
I have a question about Squarespace. I feel like I'm going to be really picky about how I want my website to look. Do you think that Squarespace is user-friendly enough that I could play with it and figure it out? Is that more, you can make it more your own as opposed to Offering Tree?
You can make it way more your own.
Okay.
Yeah. So I would go in and play with it, and just see how it feels. There are also amazing videos on how to use Squarespace. So I'll find one and I'll share it with you. I know I've shared it before in my mentorship, so I'll find it. And it's like an 1.5-hour video that walks you through step by step how to set up Squarespace.
Awesome.
So I just don't know if Squarespace integrates with Offering Tree. I doubt it because they have their own scheduling system through Acuity. So I would go in, create an account just like this. There's a free trial. And I like to do that during the free trial period, really see the features. If it's overwhelming, be like, okay, I'll go back to basics for now. And you can make this you can customize it a lot if you create your graphics in Canva and you use your graphics as the customizable part,
For Offering Tree? Or
Yeah.
for Squarespace? Okay.
For Offering Tree, because you're able to upload your own images to every page. And so if you create images that are really powerful, it will overcome the cookie cutter kind of feel of it. That's what I think. So, I mean, I'll take some time off the computer, but I'll come back later and really go into it and try to create my site just to show you what the potential is. I'll do the best I can and see. But I do love Squarespace. So we'll talk more, you and I, if you like. Just reach out to me and I'll share the Squarespace video on the Facebook page. And yeah, play with it during the trial period before you commit to anything, and make sure to give yourself reminders in your phone to cancel before the trial period is over if you choose, and have fun with it. But don't let it be overwhelming. And if it gets that way, do like a little tapu karnam. Come back to center. All right. Any other questions?
Just real quick, because I forget what we had talked about in the beginning versus their cons for Offering Tree. Did they have a way to integrate your Instagram and Facebook social media onto Offering Tree in some way?
I'm sure they do, but it might be on the higher paid plan. But because that's where you would have coding, and you could put in your own JavaScript code, which is not much. I think it's $19 a month. That may be when you pay annually. It might be closer to 30, but it's definitely possible. So yeah.
Wow, I feel like everyone just has so many different types of payments. I feel like there's so many little things to pay for with this.
Yeah, well, I like Offering Tree because it's one payment too. Squarespace is the same way. You're probably just going to have one payment. I have 5, but I have WordPress, so the whole thing is way more complicated. Yeah, but I think Squarespace is also one payment, so it makes it simple. You don't need to pay for an email like MailChimp. You don't need to pay for a scheduling service. It's integrated. Yeah, so it's awesome. You don't need to pay website hosting or website security because this has all the security built in. So you don't have to worry about keeping people's credit card info safe, which is amazing. All right. All right, so we'll go ahead and close then for the day. And yeah, I'm so excited about it. Dive in, watch their videos. It'll be less confusing than mine. I'm sorry. I didn't realize how much I couldn't do without the full integration. So you'll set up Stripe and set up Zoom, and then go in and put a class in there and see how that feels. And yeah, get your graphics done in Canva and try not to be a perfectionist. Know that you'll change them over time. I've changed mine 5 times through the course since my first website. So don't be glued to it as a permanent thing, but just know that what you're looking to do is evoke a feeling and an emotional connection. Yeah. All right. I'm sending you so much love and gratitude.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow's gonna be my favorite day, so hope you can join. And I'll follow up with an email. You'll get a recording that works. I'll see you soon. Bye.